I remember the first time I saw them, not just in passing. The first time I really saw them, a child barely 6 years old, begging on the streets with a bowl in his hands, no shoes on his feet, tattered clothing. And I thought to myself, what could be wrong with him? Alas, he was an Almajiri, a child who had left home in search of knowledge, but the system had disappointed him, and it was no longer about knowledge. It became a struggle for survival.
For centuries, the Almajiri system served as a cornerstone of Islamic education in northern Nigeria. It provided children with the opportunity to learn the Quran under the guidance of a Muslim religious teacher, popularly known as Malam, supported by the generosity of the community. But today, this tradition faces staggering challenges, with an estimated 10 million Almajiri children across northern Nigeria. The system has become a symbol of survival rather than scholarship. These children are part of a larger crisis, the 20.2 million out-of-school children in Nigeria, the highest number in the world. This is not just a statistic, it is a crisis that demands our attention.
Today, I'm in Chanya, Suleja, Niger State, to catch up with some Almajiris who are on their quest for knowledge. Nothing much has changed from the first time I met one with a bowl in his hands.
In 2012, the then federal government, under the leadership of former President Goodluck Jonathan, attempted to rewrite this narrative. His administration launched an ambitious initiative, constructing 157 Almajiri model schools across the northern states. These schools were designed to integrate Islamic teachings with formal education.
That Sangaya system of education that Goodluck Jonathan brings, it is a very good system. But I don't know if it's really working. I don't know if it's really working because what? I have not benefited from that system. Assuming I have benefited or I am about to benefit from that system, I will assume that it's still working. But for now, I can say it's not working because it has not gotten to me. I have not benefited from it.
It is about preserving their child's connection to Islamic values. For others, poverty leaves no other choice.
Malaminmu ne yake ciyar da mu, yake mana komai. Muna so da tallafi na za a yi mana, ne zai kara mana karfin gwiwa akan karatun da zamu yi. Muna so mu zama mutanen kirki, masu taimakon mutane, masu ganin 'yan uwansu a wani matsala su taimaka musu.
With over 40% of Nigerians living below the poverty line, many parents cannot afford to feed or educate their children. They turn to the Almajiri system, hoping it will provide opportunities they cannot. They often unknowingly consign their children to a life of hardship and vulnerability.
The parents will give you their child. Their child will be under your care for like 2-3 years without you even hearing from the parents. And they are expecting you to give their child the best Islamic education. And not that the parents are bringing food to the children. You understand? They are just after our care. When the children are up to something, the parents might come up and pick their children. That is the most challenges we are facing from the parent side.
The Almajiri system has grown beyond the capacity of its malams, with millions of children under their care and little to no external support. The system is buckling, leaving these children to spend their days on the streets, begging for food to sustain themselves and their teachers. According to UNICEF, 75% of Almajiri children lack access to basic health care or proper shelter, and most grow up without the formal education necessary to break the cycle of poverty. The system, once a source of hope, now traps generations in an unending cycle of survival. Behind every number is a child with dreams, potential, and a right to a better future. Reforming the Almajiri system and addressing Nigeria's out-of-school crisis requires more than political promises. It demands urgent action.
Behind me are some of the Almajiris, among millions of other Almajiris scattered across the country, going through their morning routine, after which they set out to the streets in a search for their daily survival, which may be food, water, drinks, or arms from total strangers.
From governments to communities, from parents to educators, we must build a system that balances tradition with modern opportunities, a system that nurtures knowledge without compromising dignity.
Okay, I picked an interest in the Almajiri story because personally I schooled in the north, I schooled in Zaria, and there were quite a few of them around me in school, and it was obvious that these children deserve better. Despite their search for, or their quest for Islamic education, they deserve to be given better opportunities in life by reforming the process to ensure that they get more knowledge from both Western education and other skills so that they can become more useful to the society. Because the current state of the system makes them very vulnerable to the challenges of the society. And I think it's something we should look into, because it's already a problem for us as a nation. If you go through the north, you'll find a lot of these children who are easy targets for recruitment into gangs and terrorist organizations. It's not because they don't know what they want to do, but because the opportunities are not there for them. And so it's important that we tell their story so that those who are responsible for this system will have a critical look at it, do some reforms, and ensure that the children get the best out of the system.
The Almajiri children of today could be the leaders of tomorrow if we choose to invest in them. The question is not whether we can change this reality, but whether we will. The Almajiri story is not just their story, it is ours. As a nation, as a people, it is our shared responsibility to ensure no child is left behind.